2021 was a big year for electric vehicle makers, with Tesla hitting new records and Lucid and Rivian both going public. But all three stocks are down so far this year, with Lucid and Rivian seeing the biggest declines. Rivian's down 35% just since Jan 1. But 2022 could bring big changes, with major EV launches on deck, including from some of the legacy automakers. Here now with the names to watch is Bank of America auto analyst John Murphy. John, it's great to have you. Let's start with the stocks you think have the biggest upside opportunity here.
Great. Thanks for having me. Listen, I think the new entrants, being Lucid and Rivian, have the highest upside potential, just given that they're starting from basically nothing. But I do think that the incumbents, being GM and Ford, very specifically here in the U.S. market, have huge opportunity that is underestimated as they transition their portfolios to EVs. So I think as you're looking at this, you could take a lot higher risk in the newcos, potentially have a lot higher reward. Or play it a little bit safer in companies that we think are underappreciated at GM and Ford.
I would take your point on Lucid and Rivian if they didn't already have such a high valuation. They came to market with people almost giving them the benefit of the doubt on their success over the next 5 years. It feels to me like they're just going to have to earn their way into those valuations, or maybe they're down enough that it looks a little more doable.
Well, I mean, I think when you look at both those companies, they clear three hurdles that we look at. And we, often call the EV companies, auto tech is the new biotech. And you kind of have to look at these companies on probability of success as opposed to just near-term earnings, and focus on what they might ultimately earn 5 to 10 years out. And I think the first thing for those two companies is you have great founders. RJ at Rivian and Peter Rawlinson at Lucid are very credible leaders and founders of those companies. Second, I think they both have pretty good technology. And third, they have really great products that they are just beginning to commercialize. Now, the commercialization point is where things are tripping up here in the near term in the SOP, or start of production, and its launch curves, which are always very difficult for these startup companies and even for the incumbents. So I think that's where the market's getting a little bit twitchy on the start of production and the ramps here. And they'll get through that over time.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.